Man, I really wish I had the best trail camera in the world. Oh wait, I do. It's an Exodus trail camera, guys. Do you want one? We're gonna give one away. Simple as this: like our videos, subscribe to our channel, and comment for extra entries. If you're a subscriber, long-term subscriber, you know the drill. You know how this works. If you're new, that's how you do it. Simple as that. We're gonna give one of these bad boys away. If you want to win, like, comment, and subscribe. Free camera? Why not?
We did it, guys. We're almost there. Maybe it is November. Maybe it's almost November. It's the time you've been waiting for. This is the NBA Finals, the Super Bowl. I mean, this is it. This is your hunting season. This is the 1, 2, 3 weeks that you wait for all damn year. This is the pinnacle of the season. This is your best chance to kill big bucks if you haven't done it yet. Don't get me wrong, I love early season. Don't get me wrong, I love October. And although some guys might claim that, you know, anybody can get lucky in November and guys will bash guys for killing bucks in November because, oh, it doesn't take a lot of skill, I don't really care. If you can kill a big buck, guys, no matter how you want to get it done within the legal means, who cares how you do it and when you do it? And you know what? Is there a better time to watch deer, you know, do what deer do than November? There is not. So let's get into that in just a second. Housekeeping notes, you know how it goes. Whitetaillandmanagementservices.com, hit the contact tab. Let's get you on the books for a visit this year. We will book up, that's how it goes. If you want to learn more about your property, how to make your property better, how to hold more big bucks, get on the books now because we're going to book up. That's just me being honest with you guys. I wanted to get the word out to the subscribers and viewers first before we promote anything on our platforms. Other platforms. Number 2, eurooptic.com. There's a code in the description below for you guys. Hit the description. I think it's WLMS VTX 10. Otherwise, it's WLM VTX 10. That gives you 10% off all of Vortex optics on that website. Okay, that's a lot of money when you think about optics. Number 2. Head over to vortexoptics.com and use code WLM20. That code's also down below, but you got to go to vortexoptics.com to get all their sweet new apparel that they just came out with. So do that. Let's kill some bucks in November, guys. What do you say? How do we do it? Man, there's one really good tip that I'm going to give towards the end of this. There's some more honed in tips that I would recommend, and I will recommend first though. So stay tuned for the end of the video. I'm going to get into, hopefully if I remember, you know, this number 1 tip that I would recommend doing. 1, it's November. These bucks are running rampant. They're not thinking straight. It's their one time of the year to breed. I mean, not to get too weird on you guys, but think about it. If you could only breed one time a year, you're going to be super pumped about it. You're going to be jacked. You're not going to be thinking straight, and that's exactly what's going on in the whitetail woods at this point. So let's take those deer at their weakest point and let's capitalize on it. So get your butt in the woods and start looking for sign. So here's the thing about sign. It's good to find sign, but it's not as important as it might be in September and October when everything's still fresh. The velvet's just dropped, things like that, because the sign could have been made 2-3 weeks ago in October. And it might not mean the deer are there right now, but at least it's a good starting point, okay? At least if we know there's some sign in the area. I'm not, and when I talk about sign, I'm still looking at rubs. These deer are laying down rubs like crazy. The scrapes, once we hit November, I'm not as focused on, especially in that early part of November. And when I say that, I mean, there's like 2 or 3 days where I would and then I wouldn't. Scrapes aren't overly high on my list of things that I will hunt in November, unless it's like towards the end of November and they come back into, you know, the same areas that they've already bred does in and they're breeding again. And they're looking to find the next doe because they're looking to find that first doe in late October in a perfect world. So that's when they're hitting those scrapes, they're communicating, they're checking where those deer are. Otherwise, I'm paying attention to the rubs. The rubs are a good baseline, a good starting point, but the most important piece of sign that you need to be looking for in November right now is the damn does. Find the does and the bucks will be there. You don't need to be a great buck hunter, and that's okay, to find big bucks in November. But if you can find the deer, find the does, it's breeding season. They're coming into estrus, they're coming into heat, they need to be bred. You find the does and you'll find the bucks. It's as simple as that. Some of you guys will manage your property or not manage your property all for this time of the year. You don't shoot does, you're old school like that. It's not the right thing to do in my opinion, but at least for those guys who do you know, go about it that way, this is your time to shine. This is your time to get out there and basically strike, you know. You're probably not gonna have a ton of luck if you have too many does. Other parts of the season, this is your time to shine. Number 2, don't you dare forget your grunt call. Don't you dare forget it. You're rattling antlers, especially if you find a cruising buck that's off by himself and he's aggressive and he's running and looking for does. If he's on a doe, I'm gonna be honest with you, you're probably not pulling him off. I mean, why would he leave when he's got it on a plate in front of him? But in the scenario that those bucks are cruising, and those bucks are seeking and looking for does, you need to have that grunt tube to catch their attention and let them know, hey, there might be something over here for you. Come check it out. Because those bucks are traveling so fast through these areas, you need something to catch their attention sometimes. Calling will be effective this time of year. I'm going to get into the most important step that I was talking about, or the most important tactic. And trust me, there's a lot of other things. We can pay attention to our cameras, check them every single day if they're not a cellular camera, ramp up how often your cameras are going off if they're cellular. You know, set it to the dang 15 seconds, and when they're going off, it might only get one picture or something, but it might be the one picture that saves you. But more importantly than even that, the most important thing that you can do in November to kill bucks, guys, get your butt in the woods. There's no more excuses. This is the time of the year in which you guys, some of you have sat on your haunches and waited for. Get out there. I hate to say it, there's certain stands that I knew I had to be in because that's where my shooter buck was. I didn't have a lot of options. I've gone in on some very marginal wins. I'm not going to say the wind was dead wrong and I knew that buck was in this bedding area and I let the wind blow at him, but I said, you know, there's a chance he could be over here. If he's over here, he's probably going to get me, but there's a chance he could be over here coming from that way. And normally I wouldn't hunt this wind in September and October. Guys, get out there. Get out there, because if it's a morning hunt and it's a sunny day, the thermals are going to be rising. Thermals always rise in the morning. They always fall in the evening. Use topographical features to get a little bit more in depth on your hunts and figure out where your wind's going to go. But at the root of this entire conversation, just get your butt in the woods. This is the time to strike and get aggressive. You can push these deer around sometimes, and it doesn't mean you're going to blow them out of the country. Don't get me wrong, you're not the first guy to bump them at this point of the season, but it doesn't really matter. You know, in October, if they're bumped 3, 4, 5 times, they're going to move. But now, and I'm talking about early October then, it still might be late October, and that's when you can get away with being too aggressive. Be too aggressive, because you can get away with pushing these deer. Worst case scenario, if you did get too aggressive, and they're still going to be around there, especially if the does are there. If you only get breed one time, get to breed one time a year, and you know, whatever the scenario is, you know, tries to spook you off of it. If you only get it one time a year, you are tunnel vision. You want what you want. You're going to try and breed, and that's what these deer are thinking. So get aggressive, get your butt in the woods, use calls, look for sign, and there's a damn good chance that you're going to get lucky. And hey, let's face it, we'd all rather be lucky than good in the month of November, guys. Kill a big one this November. With that being said, if you like these quick tips, we're doing them every single week, multiple times a week. Like, subscribe, and comment. That gets you entered in our giveaways for bows, trail cameras, tree stands, the whole ball of wax. So if you like free stuff, you're in the right place. See you next video.